What is going on YouTube? It's your boy JRSD here, and I'm back for IBL season number 7. I am your coach of the Seattle Pidgeots, of course. Before we get started, just and we're actually going to cover weeks 2 and 3 in this video, so it's going to be a little bit quicker than usual. So for week 1, getting the win. Week 2, we faced up against Woodsy, Noctowls. His team consists of Mew, Tapu Fini, Rotom-Mow, Mega Kangaskhan, Aerodactyl, Donphan, Houndoom, Carbink, Hariyama, and Shelgon. Team on paper, he's got that Mega Kangaskhan power with the Mew, the versatility of Mew, the versatility of Tapu Fini, power and Gengar power and Aerodactyl, good defoggers in Mow and Fini, great spinner, great rocker in Donphan, and yeah, just overall really like his team. So the team that we brought to this one, first up was Diantha, the Mega Diancie, Rock and Moonblast, Diamond Storm, Substitute, and Mystical Fire. Basically 3 coverage moves that were pretty good versus his team. I think only Tapu Fini and Defensive Mew took 2 of any 1 hit on his team. And that was with the Timid Nature. Next up, also very good in this matchup, was Artemis the Decidueye. Max HP, a little bit of special attack, and the rest into speed. Again, other than Mega Kangaskhan, very good. Shadow Ball, very spammable versus his team. Plus Giga Drain versus the Fini was very good as well. Again, also for Donphan and stuff like that. Then we had Scarfed, Karen Black with 4 attacks. We had Counter on Registeel to check Escavalier because we figured in prep that was a big threat. So Counter would take it out with living a +2 close combat if he Swords Danced, or a Bandit close combat or something like that. And then just a kind of Spadef heavy duty boots Crobat and physically defensive Slowbro with Flamethrower and Teleport to kind of round it out. So you can see I zoomed it in. I don't know if it looks better this zoomed in or like that. You let me know. But yeah, so he brought Hariyama, Mew, Gengar, Fini, Donphan, and the Mega Kangaskhan. No Escavalier, which in hindsight I kind of a little prepped for, seeing that he didn't hit, but yeah, so I lead off with the Artemis. He leads off with the Kangaskhan. I go right into Slowbro, thinking he might just go straight for, yeah, exactly what he did. Stay scrappy and go for Body Slam. He does get the para turn 1, but Slowbro eats it up. I go for Teleport here, I'm pretty sure. I do. Yep, this was a while ago, so excuse me if I get plays wrong. I go into Titan here, and I don't know anything about this Gengar, so I should have swapped here. I should have gone into Slowbro, back into Slowbro, see if he's Life Orb, see if he's Specs, whatever. But I do just go straight for the Fusion Bolt, predicting the Tapu Fini, and he clicks Specs Focus Blast and takes me out. So pretty big play right off the bat. That did not go right for me. So he Specs obviously from that damage, so I go freely into Decidueye, get a Giga Drain off, thinking he might go into the Tapu Fini again, and then I just U-turn out of there. He knocks off into my Diancie here as I scout for Bullet Punch, but he actually doubles into Kangaskhan. on the Crobat, so I go back into Slowbro here as he goes for Mega and goes for Body Slam. Does quite a bit, 31 through the 2 hits, but Slowbro's able to take it pretty good. Here I go for Slack Off, yep, and then he goes for Scald as I just teleport out. Yeah. And I realize at this moment that my Slowbro was not regen. So, yeah, you can see here it's oblivious. So I didn't realize that before the game, but that definitely affected how I played. I just go for Seismic Toss here on Donphan. And then I double into Decidueye, thinking he might go into Gengar. Because if I have Seismic Toss, it's most likely my only move. And then I'm walled by Gengar. But he actually clicks Knockoff, which is, again, kind of a risky play. I probably should have just gone into the Decidueye, or, into Slowbro, or into the Crobat, or just stayed in and clicked Protect, which I had, to Scout, which would have been a lot better than doing that. And he's able to take me out with Ice Shard, so Decidueye down early, and the game's just kind of not looking good at this point. I go Slowbro, just fire off a Scald here, and I do get the burn on the Patty Cake. Yeah, then I go into Crobat, goes for Knockoff, knocks off my boots, and then he goes into Mew, as I just roost here. I go back into Slowbro here, as he clicks Bulk Up. I was kind of scared of like a Transform kind of set, but I just teleport out into the Registeel. He crits me here on Earthquake, which is kind of big. With Leftovers Recovery and a Protect, I probably could have lived 2 not crits if I got a double Protect. But he ends up going for Triple Axle there, trying to catch the Crobat. But I just click Protect, and then I go Slowbro to kind of wear this thing down, figuring that he doesn't have Knockoff or anything at this point, and he's able to swish out into Hariyama. I go for Slack Off. He goes for Stone Edge, thinking I might just go into the Crobat. He goes for Knockoff the second time. That's what I figured he'd do the first time, but I actually, go into Diancie, and he actually baited me the first time when he doubled. It didn't kill, I guess, with his set, like Bullet Punch, that is, to Mega Diancie. And it doesn't kill here either, because I had HP and he was 0 attack or 80 attack or something like that. But the first time around, he totally made me think by doubling that he didn't have the Bullet Punch, so that's why I stayed in here. Kind of risky move, but I had no chance. He goes into Donphan, I go into the Registeel, not wanting to take me out with a what's it called? Ice Shard. Yeah, so he goes for Earthquake, takes me down. I clicked Scald instead of Slack Off here, because I thought if he predicts me to Slack Off, goes into Gengar, I just lose, because he outsped everything. If he was max speed, my Diancie was not fast, and yeah, he would just win at that point. My Crobat was not fast either. So kind of a misplay on my part. If I click Slack Off there, it forces him to whittle me down with Finny and or Kangaskhan before he can OHKO me with. Well, I guess he can OHKO me with Gengar anyway. But yeah, it was not a great play, but it didn't really matter. I was losing the game anyway. I go for Sludge Bomb here with Fat Bat, just getting whittled down. I go for Heat Wave the next time because it actually does more, and then I'm able to take him out with Sludge Bomb on the third turn, and that's going to be the game. I go for Roost as he goes for Body Slam, and he gets the para, and he's just going to take me out with a Body Slam. And go for Diamond Storm, doesn't even do half, and he can take me out with Earthquake. So we dropped 4-0. That brought us to an even differential, I believe. If I remember week 1 correctly, which I don't really. So 1-1. And then we move on to week 3. Week 3, we were playing Hihoshi and his Dallas Tornadus. He has a team of Mega Venusaur, both Darmanitan and Galarian Darmanitan, which is kind of fun. Latias, Hitmontop, Primarina, Zoroark, Boltund, Runerigus, Shuckle, Meowstic, and Pidgeot. So right off the bat, looking at his team, I can kind of tell that it's Hazards with Runerigus and Shuckle, and Meowstic with Screens, and then you got a good spinner in Hitmontop, and then you've got Great Bulk in Venusaur, Great Bulk in the Runerigus again, and the Latias if it wants to be, and then basically sweepers from there on. Zoroark, Boltund, both Darms, and Primarina can even do that, and then Pidgeot's just there. The team I brought this week, week 3, starting off with Fatbat, the offensive Boots Crobat with Defog and Roost, but also Cross Poison and Brave Bird, with the enough speed to outspeed Boltund, I think. Yeah, probably Boltund. And then a Lumberry Crunch knockoff Aqua Jet Swords Dance, Adamant Natured Claudia the Crawdont making her season debut. If you get that reference, let me know in the comments, please. On the nickname, not on the sentence. Lumberry is there to take a Sleep Powder from Venusaur, and then set up a Swords Dance in its face, basically. I'm thinking, or my thinking was, in prep, was just, if I have Crawdont in, I take a kill with Aqua Jet or whatever, he brings in the Venusaur, expecting me to switch, he goes for Sleep Powder, as I go maybe into Registeel or something like that, and then I actually live with the Lumberry, and if he's at 80%, Swords Dance plus 2 Crunch knocks out the Venusaur, and I was faster than defensive Venusaur, and then Crunch into Aqua Jet took out full HP Venusaur at plus 2. And I lived Giga Drain from defensive Venusaur as well. And then we had Rock Polish, Moonblast, Diamond Storm, Psychic, Princess the Diancie. Basically just late game cleaner if needed. Again, 3 coverage moves that hit everything on his team. And then we have Boots, Scale Shot, Titan, the Kyurem Black, Scale Shot, Icicle Spear, Outrage, and Fusion Bolt. Again, great coverage. If I get a Scale Shot off, I outspeed everything that's not Scarfed. And then I speed tie with Scarfed Darmanitan, but I'm hoping that he creeps something with those Darmanitans. If it's Scarf Swap, I get to +1, I should outspeed because I'm 252. Stainless, especially defensive this week for the Latias and for the Venusaur. Seismic Toxic, Stealth Rock, Protect, and Toxic basic set there. And then Derp, the Slowbro, is Regenerator in week 3 with Thunderwave, Slack Off, Teleport, and Scald. Physically defensive. So you can see that he brought Galarian Darmanitan, Venusaur, Primarina, Boltund, Runerigus, and the Latias. So I just lead with the Registeel here, thinking no removal other than Latias, and if it is a remover kind of defensive set, or Scarf Defog Latias, then it's not too big of a threat to me, and I can figure that out pretty easily. So I go for Protect on the Darmanitan to scout for the Flare Blitz, obviously. If he was Zen mode, that's probably a terrible play, but he goes for the U-turn, and I'm pretty confident that he's choiced, or obviously he is choiced unless he's Zen mode, so yeah. I can get up my rocks here for free, knowing that I'm taking nothing from U-turn. He goes into Venusaur. He does not Mega Evolve, and he goes for Earth Power, which does a decent amount, but not probably as much as he wanted because I'm Spadef. Excuse me. Here I go into Crobat on the second Earth Power after Seismic Toss, and I'm able to get a free Brave Bird here. Runerigus is the only thing that really takes these hits, and Latias definitely not going to take these hits. As I go for Brave Bird there, I go right back in Registeel. Pretty much takes anything Latias wants to do to me, and he goes for Defog, and no recovery makes me think he's probably Scarf. I go for Toxic here. He goes into Runerigus. I'm expecting some kind of hazards to go up, so I go into the Slowbro to try and pressure it out, but he actually just goes straight for the Poltergeist. Pretty strong, and I mean, it does 42 Slowbro, but I'm able to slack that off, no problem. If he had Toxic, it might have been a problem, but it turns out I learned after the game that he's actually Assault Vest. So he goes for that a second time, and this time I go for Teleport. Just with regen this turn, it's probably safer than hard switching. Oh no, I went for Scald. Oh yeah, it was just a speed tie actually. Yeah, it was a speed tie. So this time I hard switch into Registeel, yeah. And he goes for Poltergeist again. And the toxic damage is going to take him out, which gives Registeel its first kill of the season. Into Mega Venusaur he goes. I go for Protect, thinking he might go for Earth Power, but I don't want him to predict me and go for something else, like Sleep Powder or something. But he does just go for Synthesis, so I go into the Crobat to get another free Brave Bird off. Crobat really good in this game, realizing once Runerigus is gone, basically nothing takes Brave Birds. Bolton can outspeed me, but yeah, that's basically it. So he does go into Bolton, and I go into Registeel here, and he turns out to be Life Orb. He paras me on a Thunderfang, which is kind of unfortunate. And it's doing a good amount, but I am able to get a Toxic off here onto the Bolton. And here I go, I went into Kyurem, but he doubles into the Venusaur. So I'm able to go for Icicle Spear. Obviously Thick Fat is not cared about by Terravolt, so Icicle Spear still does a lot, but he just synthesis it off damage. I do get a crit, which doesn't really matter, but I do go for the second Icicle Spear as he goes into Permuna, and I get another first hit crit. Again, doesn't really matter, but here I go back into Registeel. This is my Permuna answer, basically, but as you can see, it's not very much of an answer, as I take 21 from the Scald. I do Protect here to make sure that I live the next one, and maybe I can get chip damage off, because I know that Crawdont is also looking very good here if I get chip on the Permuna. But I do go for Rocks here, knowing that the Darm is going to be taking chip every time it comes in. This time I go straight into Crobat as he just clicks the Synthesis again, gets back to full. I go for Brave Bird here, does a big 60%, not too much recoil, and he goes for Sludge Bomb and he crits me, which is kind of unfortunate because it forces me to roost this turn, so he's actually able to recover here as well, because I would have died to the recoil damage, most likely. I think it was a roll, but I didn't want to take the risk. Whereas now, at 26, I can go for the Brave Bird very freely and not get taken out by recoil. He goes into the Darmanitan, and he goes for the Iron Head to take me out. And here I go into Slowbro, knowing I can take any, like all the Iron Heads from this thing. And I think I click Teleport here. Yeah, I do. So I'm able to bring out Registeel. I think Crawdont could kill from 20%, so I'm just going to go for Seismic Toss and hope that I land. And I do, so it gets it down to 14%, and now Crawdont is in a super good position to win after Rocks damage on the Darmanitan and on the Bolton. So yeah, so Crawdont able to come in, claim a kill there on Marina with the Aqua Jet. And then here, go into Kyurem, figuring that he won't have go for the Play Rough right away, as he goes for Thunder Fang. And here I go for Scale Shot to try and outspeed on the second time. But he actually does have the Play Rough, first of all. And then I miss Scale Shot, so that's pretty unfortunate. And it turns a 4-0 into a 3-0, pretty much. Groudon, with the Toxic Damage, still able to take out the Voltund here at the end. So Groudon is going to pick up the final 2 KOs here with Aqua Jet. And he actually goes for Iron Head here. He could have made it a 2-0. But yeah. GG's to both Woodsy and Hihoshi. This is not... I didn't want to record 2 weeks in a row like this, but I just got kind of busy, so... Yeah, that'll be it. We will see you QDL Week 1 coming out sometime this week. I played it already. And then IBL Week 4 next week. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you didn't mind the two games in one. And I will see you in the next one. Peace out.